Hello Collectives. I'm doing a reading here with my tarot cards. Let's see what Spirit wants me to tell you. Let's see what you need to hear. I'm focusing on gathering and collecting. The Devil just came up at the bottom of the deck, so I'm just continuing to shuffle. I'm seeing the moon energy, lunar energy right now. Feeling the sunlight, but I'm seeing moon energy. There's a need to shift perspective. I'm seeing a place where there's been a lot of negative connotation or negative reaction to certain behaviors or people, and the need to change and shift that negative perspective into something brighter. The ability to choose what it is that we believe and how we perceive things, and how that affects our reality, how it affects our mood and our attitude. Okay, Three of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. There's collaboration with other people. There's a need to move slower, and instead of taking prescribed meanings for things in life, to find your own meaning within the signs and the symbols that you see. Let's see, I found the Devil. It's been popping up a lot lately in the readings. The effect that it's having on me is that I'm finding different perspectives for what the Devil means and how to navigate that energy as it comes up. Most of the time, for me, it's been like a distraction or a distortion, a type of energy that wants to basically take the spotlight or take control. But there's also the Trickster, which is more of a fun-loving type of energy. In this case, it's not really fun necessarily, but the Trickster energy has to do with almost making fun of life and not taking life so seriously. It says to keep shuffling, keep going, and I'm tuning into my feelings and my sensations. Bringing my awareness inward. Okay. We'll pull this one. The bottom of the deck, we have Strength. So we're talking about solar energy now. We were talking about lunar energy. I was seeing lunar energy within, but there's something about the solar energy coming forward. Leo is associated with strength, and it's associated with the sun. So we're bringing visibility and enlightenment with this reading here. And let's go ahead and just build a story and see what happens. We start with the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups, there's a person focused on the cups that fell. So there's a need to shift perspective. How can we shift our perspective? Like literally shifting ourselves, shifting the way that we see things, shifting the way that we receive energy, shifting the way that our thoughts are, our attitudes about our thoughts and how we react to them. The next card is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is the authority of the voice and the intellect. In this one, we're going from the need to shift perspective to then having an authority in our intellect. So there is a shift that's possible, and it produces the ability to see things differently or to discern what applies to you, rather than reacting to thoughts or behaviors or opinions that really aren't yours or that really don't matter. This would be identifying and focusing on the philosophy that you desire, the outlook that you desire. So when you're depressed, when you're sad, when you're in grief, you are able to shift your perspective. You're very good at it. This is the Nine of Pentacles. There's a healing aspect when I see this one because of the yellow and the earth. It reminds me of the golden healing rays of light. But there is a bird, so there's coming up like a songbird or a singing type of energy. The version of you that isn't depressed, that phase of you that is happy, confident, and joyful, is much different than the parts of you that are sad and depressed, or that feel neglected, or that feel alone and lonely. And you have the ability to choose what you feel. You have the ability to choose what you focus on. The next card is the Hierophant. This is the spiritual teacher, guru. This is the authority that you have within yourself about your beliefs and what you pursue, what you decide. This is the quest to be happy. This is the quest of happiness. This is the overcoming of childhood stressors. This is overcoming habitual patterns that you learned in your family and in school while you were growing up. There is a way of masking, a way of hiding your emotions that is intelligent, but that doesn't serve you. Maybe you feel like you need to have a happy disposition all the time, and yet inside you feel turmoil. The key to resolve this one is to focus on your own self, your own truth, and your own emotions, so that you don't feel like you're masking. Being true to how you feel when you make commitments or when you sign up for something. Having your own internal radar about your truth and your feelings. Rather than feeling like you need to hide or stuff or bury anything. There's also a need to find new ways to direct your emotional energy and new ways to keep yourself from getting stuck and from getting yourself out of the stuck feelings when they come up. With feelings, it can sometimes be difficult because they want to be expressed and experienced. So you might have to make decisions about what you allow yourself to do. Don't be bringing yourself down, and don't be wallowing in old feelings and old patterns, because that's not truly what you want. That's not truly where you want to be. Where you want to be is to be successful in both the physical and the spiritual, to be able to accomplish your dreams and goals, and to feel good, and to enjoy the rewards that you work hard toward. The Seven of Pentacles is what comes up now. It's a waiting period. It is taking into account what you have going for you and shifting your focus from the things that failed in the past to what you're developing now. And being patient with yourself through the process of overcoming any negative patterns that you might have taken on or that might have been placed upon you while you were growing up. This is a soft reclamation of your younger years, your childhood. It is quiet and patient and move slowly. It means that if you do get stuck, you're not upset about getting stuck. It means that you are giving yourself the ability to witness and cultivate awareness about your experiences without judging yourself too harshly, without treating yourself badly for not behaving how you feel like you should behave. Perhaps you have several behaviors that you had from your family that you don't really want to carry into your life, that you don't really want to be expressing all the time. And instead of getting mad and reacting to those instances as they come up, or instead of avoiding hanging out with people who make you feel a certain way, there's a need to cultivate peacefulness within yourself about life in general, in kind of like a centralized way, like creating a centralized flow and channel of your awareness of yourself. And then you'll be able to have more space for yourself when you're in situations that might be difficult or that might be triggering. The Page of Pentacles comes up. This is a youthful, optimistic energy. What are the possibilities? What can I achieve? These are the possibilities. This is what you can achieve. There are steps and requirements to bring to fruition dreams, to build a business, to be successful with friends or with people, with lovers. If you want to have like a steady, successful relationship, there are certain steps that you need to take. But now we're getting to where it's wanting to go back into the old way of doing things, the old way of looking at things. So be cautious there about using traditional resources, because we are headed toward a world where we don't involve the old traditions that were so damaging because they were so harmful. Tune into your heart and remember to cultivate your awareness within yourself and your own physical being. And be open to receiving gifts, support, good advice. This is very much about peacefulness. This is very much about reducing the amount of emotional reactivity that you have, and that might be what has kept you stuck if you felt stuck in the past, or if things didn't turn out how you wanted. This is saying that there is a shift, there has already happened a shift for you to where things will be going the way that you plan them, the way that you expect them, and the way that you desire. So I'm seeing a new opening, a new portal, a doorway, possibility, and opportunity. That your vision is not far off from being accomplished, and you're done with the waiting period. The next card is the King of Wands. The King of Wands, it's a fire energy, so it's not necessarily about it's not about saying the first thing that comes up. It's not about doing the first action that appears to you. It's about having the authority of your fire energy and your motivation to choose the actions that you take, because you have a goal in sight of what to accomplish. It's maintaining your focus on your own objectives and focus on your own spirituality. There is an underlying reason why you do things the way you do, so don't be distracted from that. Maintain your focus and trust yourself and your intuition. This is somebody who can confront people without getting angry. Many times we avoid situations that might trigger us because we don't want to become angry because we don't know how to handle it. This would be about calm confrontation and maintaining your peacefulness even in situations that might trigger you. And that is the path that you're on. But that doesn't mean you have to call in all of the experiences at once that will help you learn it, because that's a difficult experience. To be triggered is very difficult. It's that unconscious emotional energy that comes up that kind of takes over the show. And what we're doing is cultivating the ability to be centered and peaceful while also acting the role or acting the part or expressing different facets or aspects of us. The Ace of Cups. This is an emotional return. So this is new beginnings, emotional new beginnings, new ways of being able to handle or deal with things. The cup is an opportunity. And since we're talking about changing our perspectives, we're seeing that opportunity to find clarity within oneself and to be able to step up to situations that you might not have been able to in the past, because you can handle it easier, you can handle it better, you're not going to retract and avoid, and you're not going to become explosive and fiery. You'll have more at your disposal, or more resources available to you because of the progress that you've made with your emotions and how you feel. And then we have the Seven of Swords. This is an abundant energy, but I'm not seeing it as the most important, but it's definitely, how I see it here is being very happy with yourself and congratulating yourself for getting through a difficult task that might have tried or tested you in the past, but that now is easy for you. I see going to an amusement park, like being in line at an amusement park and then finally getting on the ride. It's that type of energy. It's a very joyful, carefree energy. It's reiterating the need to stay focused. If you have triumphs in your life and your battles, don't let it sweep you off your feet too much, because you need to maintain focus on your goals and objectives. You need to make sure everything's in check and organized. So do your best to stay grounded when you feel joyful, and bring that joy into your body. The main spread is reading really well. I don't know if there's a lot to resolve at the moment in these. It's simply confirming and reiterating the spiritual progress that you've made, and having it basically your spiritual progress and maturity is showing up based on how you're able to redirect your emotions and handle difficult situations, that you reached the next level of it, and it's confirming that you are in a new place. You don't have to worry about the old concerns, and that you are safe to be happy as long as you continue to maintain focus on your spiritual purpose, on your true self, on your authenticity. Congratulations. There's been a lot of victory, because I can see a lot of family patterns that you've had to overcome. Okay, so what do we need to know in this reading? What do you need to know in this reading? Place it right here. I'll shuffle it in, and we'll finish this up with another few cards. Yeah, at the bottom there's some depression, there's the sleepless nights, or maybe waking up in a bed that you don't recognize. Maybe forgetting your dreams, or not being able to remember or tune into your dreams very well. There's some sort of issue happening because of what you've overcome, or maybe remnants of what you've left behind. We have the Page of Swords coming up. There's a swiftness. We see swiftness, I think, a lot of times because it's a person who's youthful and joyful and enthusiastic wielding a sword. So it is easy to see it a swift cut of the sword. Maybe you do need to make a swift cut of the sword somewhere and to stand up for the progress that you've made. So this is a reminder that even though you're in a new place, you need to continue to make progress. And you need to cut out of your life the things that drag you down. If it's too much, you will know, and you'll be able to cut that out of your life. Or having a better attitude about what you do partake in. I see addictions coming up here, and my philosophy with it is to be kind about it, because I come from a background that's very harsh on addictive tendencies and behaviors. It's like a Chinese finger trap that if you pull at it, it can cause more tension. So if that's the case for you, I would just focus on creating a better relationship with whatever is going on, with whatever is keeping you bound or pulling your attention. Just become more kind about that. Maybe to allow yourself that attachment or that experience, but you can create space before engaging, or you can engage for a less amount of time in the activity if you feel like it's causing you damage or harm. And always reach out for help and ask for help as needed. The Tower comes up. Wait, let's show. The Tower. Yeah, there was definitely a new beginning recently. There's the need to protect whatever it was that you escaped. Or, sorry, not protect what you escaped, but to protect the fact that you escaped. So whatever you left behind, protect yourself and guard yourself so that it doesn't come back in. And then it's about figuring out new patterns and realizing that if you did leave behind an emotional situation that wasn't good for you, or an abusive situation, a lot of times it'll appear in our life and like in different ways or different patterns. And it's up to us to recognize it and then choose how we react and respond. If you see somebody who reminds you of a person that you left behind or cut out of your life, how do you respond to that? Did it make you have prejudice against people who exhibit those qualities? How do you deal with the fear that comes up when it feels like they might be looking in on you or might be seeing what you're doing? There is the need for like psychic protection from any invaders of the past, of old pathways. You can do that yourself for psychic protection. There's a lot you can do, just like bringing awareness to your body, holding your head. You can pray to ask for help. You can create a poem. You can buy crystals. You can use incense. You can call in for help from other people. You could find people to take your attention away from that. You could turn away completely, or you could try and confront it and say, hey, I need you out of my life. There's a lot of different ways you can, but you need to be proactive about creating structures however you do that will enhance and fortify your new path that you've created for yourself. I see spiritual upkeep, so if you have any type of spiritual practice, it's just reiterating the need to maintain your regular rituals and to do the things that you know will keep you safe and take you where you need to go. The next card is the Seven of Wands. Don't give up the fight. Don't get distracted. Pursue the joyful experiences and maintain your focus. This doesn't mean maintaining a memory of the past. Please don't try and remember and hash out the past too much in your mind. And rather than trying to solve everything with your mind about what happened, you need to connect with your heart. You need to connect with your heart and your solar plexus. You need to make sure that your gut instinct is correct. That would be more important than trying to solve or resolve anything with your mind. Make sure that your gut instinct is correct for you. Make sure that you're receiving the intuitive guidance that you need. Make sure that you have clarity in your life. Make sure that you're not telling yourself no to things that will help you. This is the Eight of Swords. For me, this is like a need to meditate, or like it's time to meditate. It's time to go within, and it's time to basically put on the blindfold to the extrasensory information so you can figure everything out and make sure that you have clarity in your life. But there's also a little bit of a leap of faith with this one. I see like someone blindfolded and bound, and there's sharp things around, and they still have to take a step forward. So it's kind of like the Fool card, but to a lesser degree, and kind of like the lunar version of it. Instead of just like, oh, I'm frivolous stepping out into the world, it is a very cautious need to continue forward and put one foot forward. So if you feel anything coming up that makes you feel stuck, this might be the feeling of it, is feeling like you're blindfolded or feeling like you're bound, and that you just have to take one step forward carefully, because there might be sharp things around. There are sharp things around. There are things to avoid and to be cautious of. But we don't want to live lives, and we choose not to live lives where we're always in fear. And yet somehow we need to stay protected, and we need to stay cautious, and we need to stay vigilant, and we need to make sure that we're safe without losing focus of the true goal in sight, which is what makes us feel joyful. What are we really enthusiastic about? Okay, one more card here. The Eight of Wands. There's a lot of energy. That's basically what that says. There's forward movement of energy. It is multiple. It's a multiple or varied energy moving in the singular direction. And yeah, stay vigilant, because there's a lot of energy to use, a lot of energy to work with, a lot of energy to be able to direct and put at your disposal. But if you get distracted, or if you lose sight of your goal, this could come in as a surprise that is not very pleasant. So harness your energy, contain your energy, and you're in like a Jupiter phase where you feel more expansive and more liberated, but you still need to remember those boundaries and the ability to protect oneself, to redirect the energy, to pick up on something in your intuition and decide not to experience that. If something's coming in that's negative or malicious, that you make sure your intuition is strong and clear for yourself. You'll know how to do that. So that you can redirect any forceful energy that wants to enter your field. There's a lot of good that can be done with this. So there's a cataclysmic event or shift that you can bring into your life that might involve other people around you or your family, in a good way, like a big spiritual awakening where people, maybe there was a fight in your family or with your friends, or somewhere in the past there was a big fight or a scuttle. And simply by working on yourself and retreating and focusing on building your own spiritual practice, you can affect the lives of the people that you love that were involved in that fight. And then when you reapproach them, it will be as though it didn't happen as far as the behaviors are concerned. It will feel loving, and it will feel mature. It will feel like all of you got to the next level. And it's because you can hold a container that can help affect people in a good way. And that when you focus on yourself, it creates a positive and beneficial effect to the people in your life. Okay, that was a wonderful reading. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. I wish you the best with all of this, and congratulations on your victories. And I hope to see you in another video.